Hello, welcome back. So let's continue. In our last session, we started to understand about the business analyst, and let's go through it. What exactly we covered in last session. So we try to understand who is BA, a business analyst, and what all are his roles and responsibilities, okay? And what's the prime responsibilities of business analyst? That is the client interaction and the process engineering, and he had to take the ownership for requirements. Okay. So now today we will continue and we'll try to see our next topic, that is types of requirements. So we already know that what is meant by requirements, right? So requirements are nothing but business need. Our client, they need or they want something to develop, okay, or there is some objective of our client, and for that they are giving us to develop something, a solution for their business requirement, right? For example, if someone want to start a restaurant, okay, so their objective is they want to start a successful restaurant and reach to the as many as customer, and they want to provide a best service in the area or the city, okay, and they want to maintain the quality, and they want to grab as much as possible the market, right? So these are the objectives, and according to that they used to give us a requirement, all the list of requirements our client will provide us, and we will provide them a solution, like we can help them to create a website, or we can help them to create an application, or we can also give them the solution for their inventory management or the order system, so that customer can give the order online, or multiple options we can provide them, okay. Also customer can track the order if somebody has online ordered, or from their application they ordered, okay. And also work if they also we can provide them a solution to see their uh, sales and the profit, and how much prices they have to decide, right? They can change the prices, okay, and also whatever stock staffs are working under for that particular restaurant, then the salary management and all. So all these are the solutions on the basis of requirements provided by the clients, right? So requirements are nothing but requirement is nothing but a business need or business opportunity, or we can say as a client problem. Okay. And just we discussed, right? Someone want, his objective is he want to successfully start a restaurant business, right? So we can say it as objective successfully start a restaurant business and grab the market as much as possible in less time, right? This is the objective of the client, and First of all, they will give us their requirements. Okay. So what kind of requirement they can provide us? So they want to maintain requirements. They want to maintain their inventory of the restaurant. They want to maintain quality. They want to maintain a taste. Okay. And they want to do a marketing. You can say online or offline. Also, they want to create some solution or the application so that customer can order online by using application or with portal, right? Also, they want to create a payment mode like customer can able to pay bills online. Okay. And also offline. Okay. Like this, we'll see so many some example later. Okay, at this point, just see the objective of the here they are taking the example as someone want to start their restaurant and they want to grab market as much as possible. Okay, and they want to start it successfully. And these are the basic requirement they are providing us. And from our side, we can provide them a solution, right? So what kind of solution we can provide them? Okay, so let's see. We can create a web portal website for them. We can create an application for them. Okay, so that uh, they are online presence. Okay, in the area or in the city, and customers can search them. Okay, they can do some digital marketing for their application to attract the new customers. Okay. Also, we can create in inventory management. Also, we can create a order system or the application, and customer can able to track tracking system for his or her order, right? And we can create a mm, salary management system, and so employee management. These are some solutions we can provide them. Okay. So first of all, we'll try to understand what all are the requirements. Means, is there any types of requirement? And if yes, then what kind of types of requirements are there? So first is business requirement. we have one more like stakeholder requirements. And we have solution requirements. And at last, we have transition requirement. So these all are the four types of requirement, and we'll try to understand one by one. So, what is mean by business requirement? It is nothing but the high level requirements given by the client. Okay, to fulfill their objectives, they used to give us a high level requirement. Here we saw that, right? So they are nothing but we can say as a high level requirements, high level business need to fulfill the project object and scope. Okay. So is there any document are we maintaining to uh, for the business requirement? Yes, we are maintaining BRD document. Okay, it is nothing but business requirements document. Simple document. Okay, it is nothing but the high level requirement given by the client to achieve their objectives. Also, they are giving us a scope of the project. Okay, so it's a part of business requirement. Okay. Now, what about the stakeholder requirement? Stakeholder requirement are specific to a particular stakeholder, like it is not impacting the business, okay, or it is not improving the business, but the requirement is dedicated to a particular stakeholder from the business owner. Okay, so let's take an example like someone is trying to create a bank application. Okay, and in that they want uh, to decide some roles and responsibilities, and according to that only, like example, manager is having a special access, okay, and authority according to the role. So this is particularly for that user only. So that is not impacting any business or improving any business. Okay, so that is particular miss specific to the user. Okay, that is nothing but the stakeholder requirement. So you can say it as requirements that are defined specific to respective stakeholder, or we can say user. And for this also we are maintaining one document, that is the SRD document. Okay, it is nothing but the stakeholder requirement document. Now we'll see solution requirement. Okay, so nothing but whatever is a business requirement to achieve that, uh, we will have some requirements as a solution, right? And as a solution, if we want to develop some solution, we should have some requirement on the basis of business requirement, right? So here it is a requirement that are defined to solve business problem, or we can also say as a solution that meets business requirement and stakeholder requirements. Okay. So to achieve the objective and the requirements given by the client side, okay, to develop the solution, we are having some solution requirements. And solution requirements are having two types. Solution requirement are having two types. And first is the functional requirement. Okay. And second, we are having that is non-functional requirement. So under the solution requirement, we are having two requirement. That is, first is the functional requirement. Okay, it defines to fulfill the business problem with the functionality, means whatever is the functionality they want to develop. Okay, that is coming under the functional requirement. We used to take all the uh, functional related requirement under the functional requirement. Okay, while developing or while developing the solution or while giving the solution. Okay, so that is nothing. Example, we can say as for the restaurant, we are developing the application. Okay, and what kind of functions they want to develop. Okay, that is in depth. We are going to take those functional requirement is coming under the solution requirement. Okay, non-functional requirement are nothing but it is the supporting requirement. Okay, whatever is the functionality we are developing. Okay, some supporting uh, features we want to develop or we want to add it. Okay, which is supporting to the actual functionality. Okay, like there are some instruction or there are some dependency or the restriction we want to develop in the application, like we can say as without login customer cannot give the order, right? And to create the login, they have to add some basic details. So they are nothing but the non-functional requirement. Okay, so let's write. So it defines to fulfill the business problem with functionality. Okay, or we can see it as a detailed overview, detailed information about each and every function or functionality, we can say. Okay, and are we maintaining any document for this? Yes, that is nothing but the FRD. FRD, functional requirement document. Okay, This comes under the functional requirement document. And after this, what about the non-functional requirement? So it is nothing but a supporting requirement, right? To the functionality. Example is instruction or restriction or dependency are coming under the non-functional requirement. Okay. So hope you guys are understanding what we are trying to cover here. Okay. Functional requirement and the non-functional requirement both are coming under the solution, and solution requirement is nothing but we are trying to meet the business requirement by developing some solution on the basis of the business requirement and the stakeholder requirement. Okay. So here, are we maintaining any document for the non-functional requirement? Yes, we are having SRS document. Okay, solution requirement specification. Okay. Solution requirement specification. It is nothing but the SRS document. And at last, we are having let me write it once again. Document that is SRS. It is solution requirement specification. Okay. And at last, we are having one more requirement type, that is the transition requirement. So, what is meant by transition requirement? Transition requirement are nothing but the basic thing, like it is a supporting requirement to use the product or the application. Like we are creating some user manual or the SOP or KT session or maybe some recorded sessions or help document to use the application for end user. Okay, that is nothing under means that those part is coming under the transition requirement. Okay, we can write here as a supporting requirement to use the product, or we can say as a project, or we can say as a website, or we can say as a application. Okay, and example we can give as a user manual, or we can say as a SOP document, or we can say as KT sessions. Okay. So these are the four types of requirement. First is the business requirement, stakeholder requirement, solution requirement, and the transition requirement. Okay. Let me save it somewhere. Requirements. Don't worry, I'll add everything in our notes in detail. Okay. So this is just we are trying to understand first. So let's try to take a one the same example which we discussed in rough, like the restaurant example, to understand about the requirement. So here, what is the objective? What we discussed previously, the objective of the client. So objective is nothing but he want to maintain, or he want to start and maintain a successful restaurant business. Okay, this is the client objective. Okay, so on the basis of client objective, just we saw the requirement type, right? So if we are talking about the business requirement here, what kind of business requirements are coming for this objective? Okay, so first of all, we will take the details about for to achieve the objective, what kind of important requirements as a need of the business. Okay, so first of all, they want to maintain, our client want to maintain menu, like what kind of menu they are deciding, or the same kind of menu will be there every day, and on the weekend some special menu is there. Okay, they want to maintain a staff. Okay, and what is the business, additional business requirement? They want to maintain a chef. Also, they want to maintain a quality and taste, right? They want to maintain their sales. These are the high level requirements. Okay. Okay. So these kind of basic or the high level requirement we have taken under the business requirement. Okay. Now what kind of next requirement we are having? Just we discussed, that is the next is the stakeholder requirement. Like we can say as mm, for the particular user or the particular manager in the restaurant, he is having some additional access. Okay, stakeholder requirements. Okay, we can see it as for admin and uh, manager role, able to download or see daily and daily, or we can say financial report, detailed report. Okay. This particularly for that particular stakeholder or the user. Okay. Next is nothing but our solution requirement, like on the basis of business requirement and the stakeholder requirement, we are going to give some solution to them, and to achieve that we will have the solution requirement, and under the solution requirement we are taking two things, that is the functional requirement So first is the functional requirement. You can also think about if we want to take a functional requirement, then what kind of detail we need to take, right? So to achieve the objective or to achieve the business requirement, what exactly we have to give the solution, okay? And to develop that solution, what kind of requirement or the functionality we want to develop. So such kind of things we are taking under the functional requirement. So we want to know about the market competition. On the basis of that, we are going to target first on the website or the application or particular area we want to cover or the city, okay, or particular sector or the type of restaurant we want to or the type of customer we want to target. So first of all, we want to understand the market competition, right? Then how to reach, what kind of solution we can provide them to reach to the customer. Next is track the quality. Want to develop some solution to track the quality and to track the inventory. Also want to develop some solution or the functionality so that our customer can give the order. Okay, order system. And after giving the order, delivery and all things are coming under the fulfill order. Whatever orders has been accepted or uh, raised by the multiple customers at a time. So we should have something as a solutions to fulfill those orders. Okay, and we'll also create some feedback form or feedback option from customer for our improvement in the future. Okay, on the basis of feedback coming from the customer, uh, restaurant owner can take some uh, decisions and some changes he can do in the business. On the basis of that, they can achieve their objective, right? So what about the non-functional requirement? If you think about the non-functional requirement, what kind of things are coming under the non-functional requirement? Okay, so that is also coming under the solution requirement only. So non-functional, right? So as we saw, non-functional requirement are nothing but the supporting requirement to the functionality. Whatever is under the functional requirement, we have developed the solution. So it is nothing but the supporting requirement, right? So we can say it as they have to follow the government rules and regulation, right? Rules and regulation of government. Like example, we can say as a GST. Okay, GST bills should be create for each and every bill, right? So that is coming under the non-functional requirement. Some more are there, but at this point to understand the non-functional requirement, okay. So we have one more that is at last a transition requirement. Okay, transition requirement. Under the transition requirement, we saw that it is nothing but the supportive requirement to use the product, right? So they just want to create some document attach into the website or the application so that end user can understand how to use application. Okay. Also, we can say as they can create some document for their staff. Okay. Like how to prepare a particular dish. Okay. And what kind of things they have to follow. Things or rule they have to follow to maintain quality restaurant quality of food. Okay. So here we can see our objective is the our client objective is nothing but the start and maintain a successful restaurant, right? And here we saw the business requirement, then we saw the stakeholder requirement, right? Then we saw, so this is the second part, solution requirement. Two things are coming, that is the functional and the non-functional. Okay. And at last we saw about the transition. This much. Okay. So these all are coming, or this is just the example to understand types of requirement. Okay. So here we are stopping and we'll take a next topic in our next session. And I'll update the notes in detail for all the requirements. Thank you.